Do you know how the very first photograph was taken? Well, in today's video, we are going to find out exactly that. On this channel, we love talking about cameras and photography, so an episode about the history of photography is long overdue. And what better way to kick things off than with the very first photograph ever taken? The year was 1826, and a French artist had been experimenting with a process called heliography, which is basically a way of coating plates with chemicals and then exposing them to light to produce an image. After trying various materials, he found that asphaltum, or bitumen of Judea, would work really well. The asphalt would become soft when exposed to light, but once the exposure was done, it would harden again. So if you drew a line in the asphalt while the plate was being exposed, that line would remain soft and appear dark in the final image. Now, asphaltum does have one major drawback. It takes a really long time to get soft, like up to 8 hours of exposure time. So to make sure that there was enough light, he covered his plate in a very thin layer of asphaltum, just enough to prevent the image from fading away after it was done. So what did he photograph? Well, the view out of his window. Now, it wasn't quite as simple as just setting up a camera and clicking a shutter button. Instead, he had to place the plate on the ground, then pull a dark cloth over his head to block all ambient light, then keeping the cloth in place with one hand. He would use his other hand to remove a bit of cardboard stock that had been blocking the lens, letting light hit the plate. After a few hours, he would put the cardboard back in front of the lens, then remove the plate and let it develop. And after all that, this is the image that he got. It's a bit faint, but if you look closely, you can actually see the roof line and the trees from his window. Now, it took him a few tries to get it right, though. At first, the images he produced were just a bit too blurry, so he added some more asphaltum to the plate to make it more sensitive to light. But then he realized that the thicker the asphaltum, the longer the exposure time needed, and eventually he realized that the only way to shorten the exposure time was to make the plate less thick, which also made it less sensitive. He ended up creating a whole scale of sensitivity, which we now refer to as box speeds. So with his newfound knowledge, he went back outside and took another picture. This time, he actually moved the object in front of the lens during the exposure, a bit of cardboard stock, and by doing so, he proved that the image was indeed being produced by light and not by some chemical reaction or transfer of matter between the objects and the plate. With these two photographs, he published the first paper on photography in 1839. The scientific community loved it, but unfortunately didn't live to see its success. He died in 1833, most likely from complications of the many chemical burns that he suffered while experimenting. Now, although he died early, his contribution to art and science is immeasurable. Without his invention, we wouldn't be able to capture memories with our friends and families. We wouldn't be able to share beautiful views with people around the world. And more importantly, we wouldn't be able to sell our photos online to get free stuff. So next time you take a photo, take a moment to appreciate just how far photography has come since that first picture out the window. Speaking of which, if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to click the like button because it really helps us out. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.